Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you again for keeping on watching these videos. I do hope you find them useful. Quick chat today. Want to talk to you about the selection of tools and the selection of the most appropriate tools. There are naturally a whole range of different tool sets out there for engineering, for safety engineering. They range from open source and free to proprietary, licensed and very expensive, and everything in between. But it really is important to select the right tools for the right jobs. I'm sure you've all come across instances of people using a well-known tool, but not for the intended purpose of that tool when it was designed. And while it might be appropriate in a limited sense, it's kind of questionable when there are other purposely made tools for that specific purpose that you could quite easily be using. I'm probably starting to waffle now. So let's get on to the nuts of this conversation and why I want to have it with you. Fairly recently, we were undertaking an audit, an investigatory audit for a supplier into one of our clients. And we were discussing the design. And we discovered that every design artifact was being written, kept, and managed in Microsoft Word. Now, I can't express pleasantly what my inner thoughts were, but my outer reaction was something on the lines of, I don't know, I had to, I think I did struggle. I had to take a breath and reel myself back in and start to think about why. Now, when you're starting out in a project, I guess it's reasonably enough to start using Microsoft Word to jot down notes, concept ideas, concept networks, sketch them out the same as it would be in a old-fashioned notebook and pen, an engineering notebook and pen that you will keep for all your records naturally. But there comes a point when it is clearly inappropriate to be using a word processing application for design activities. Now, I wouldn't have even contemplated writing a thesis using Microsoft Word. How many of you have been using Microsoft Word or Apple's equivalent, Pages, I think it is, and find that before too long the document just corrupts anyway, and you've lost lots, or you can't remember what you've just been writing, and it's corrupted and it's gone. The fonts are gone, your hyperlinks are gone, it's writing footnotes where you didn't want them, page numbers have moved from the bottom to the top, your appendices are all ruined. The list goes on. The document we were looking at, there was one table with hyperlinks in that took the author 2 weeks to compile. One table. How close do you think this is to corruption? If they were to continue using Microsoft Word for the next level of design abstraction, we estimated there would be something in the order of 100,000 hyperlinks providing the trace. We know from our works on assurance cases and colleagues, University of York and the research, Rob Weaver, the problem with things like a long text-based argument is that you get so involved in the weeds and right down at the bottom that actually you forget what you were looking for. And that would be the same with this instance. It's unworkable. It's unreviewable. How is someone like me going into an organisation as an independent safety advisor going to be able to assess a design that's embedded with links from requirements all the way down to a concept and a design, hyperlinked in Word? It just won't happen. Their plan, I'll rewind a little bit. The reason they were still doing it is fair enough. They didn't have the resources to be able to use the tool the modelling tool that they had. They didn't have the skill set. But the trouble is, the longer you leave it, simply taking an export from Word and uploading it into an MBSE-based document becomes cost and time prohibitive. And the other thing with doing it that way is that many model-based system engineering tools have scripts that run in the background when you do an import and export. I can nearly talk. And we've had instances recently where, having uploaded into an MBSE environment, the scripts that were doing that upload had actually changed the stereotypes of part of the model. And that change of stereotypes and changing the type of stereotype had actually either deleted some of the stereotypes, they had deleted some of the measures of performance, or because the attributes associated to that stereotype had changed, the measures of performance values were corrupted. And that tool didn't have a checker that ran to say, you might want to look at this, things has changed. So knowing that, and you're going to export something into an MBSE environment, if you're doing it for something like Word, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to manually review everything that you've done. The time when you should stop using notebook, pen and paper, Microsoft Word is fairly early on in the system. So my plea to you is use the right tools, select the appropriate tools, and use the ones that were intended and specifically designed for the purpose and the intent that you require them for. Hope that helps. Please keep tuning in. I'm still a bit angry. The furious engineer is coming out at me. Stop using Microsoft Office-based applications for engineering. Just stop. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep on tuning in. You know you should. You know why. All the cool kids want to be a safety scientist. Cheers, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.